Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk were false prophets chasing after the wind. Both of them, well, most especially Charlie, was echoing what this world wanted people to believe that God is all about, okay? Here's a perfect example. The rich man that went to Jesus and said, I've kept all your commandments, I've done everything you want. What else can I do? And Jesus said, give away all your wealth and walk with me. And he couldn't do it. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have been able to do it either. But that's not what he was doing. He was doing the opposite, fundraising, just making money, while at the same time leading so many astray into what Satan, who God currently lets, kind of run the, call the shots here at this, temporarily. He was echoing, and so does Erica Kirk, everything that Satan wants. How do I know this? And why am I doing this video? Because this one most especially too. Because God wanted me to say this. Yeah, I've walked with God for over 30 years because of getting sober. And it's only his grace. I had nothing to do with it. So because of that, I rely on him every single day. And I stay in connection with him. During all that, I've gone down wrong paths. I've trusted people I shouldn't have. Okay, more than once. I'm not perfect by any means. Okay, but he's kept me sober. That's the biggest thing, because that's the life and death part. But in 2020, he got my attention, because he started getting my attention more than what he's ever done in 2018. I explained that with 11:11. In 2020, it was that I needed to stay even closer to him, so that if I keep doing what I'm doing, surrender to him every day, turn everything over, which is what I do. I ask to do his will every day. I surrender to him. Then, and I stay in connection with him, which I usually do, but he wanted me to do it even more. Then there's no reason I need to worry about any other spirits, because he's the only one. And so, and I've done videos, sometimes 4 videos a day I'll do, okay? In those 5 years, let me tell you the difference between the people speaking the truth of God and the false prophets like the Kirks chasing the wind. I've lost more in the last 5 years than ever. Everything. It's like one day at a time, every day. And this is why I don't like doing this video, but God's really been pushing me to do it, because I don't like doing it because this world I've lost my car. I've had jobs pulled out from under me, no savings, nothing. I have nothing, literally nothing. I have the state IRS coming after me, the federal IRS coming after me, bills, okay? And so the world, this is why I didn't want to do this video, because the world would say, oh, you're just irresponsible, you're not hearing from God. No, literally, who would do that? Believe me, I've struggled with this with God. I'm just like, no, this is irresponsible. And that's the way he does it. Not that that's the way he'll do it, do it with everyone. But he wants people to understand that it doesn't look like the Charlie Kirks. The very fact that him and Erica Kirk are given a platform everywhere tells you they're just false prophets, chasing not only their own prophets, but they're chasing the wind. Meaning they don't hear from God. They don't know God. They wouldn't want to know God, because if they surrendered like I do, they would find out that it shouldn't be all about them. Everything is about them. Charlie Kirk was one of the most self-centered people I'd ever seen. Erica Kirk, though, is right there with him. This world will suppress the true speakers of Christ. They will. But that doesn't mean that God doesn't still want you to speak it. So, Charlie Kirk echoed everything that suits this world, that if you follow his example, that you can have prosperity and power and all your desires. Yeah, so it doesn't mean that God doesn't want you to have those things. It's just you don't get them. That's all his own will. That's all prosperity bullshit. That's the prosperity teachings, okay? When Charlie Kirk most especially started his talking about God, that's when I became infuriated. I became, and even to this day, infuriated with the people that support him. I had so much trouble with the Trumps. I was praying like left and right, like, God, what do you want me? I mean, because I knew from God he was full of shit. Okay? If you follow God the way I've said in my videos for the past 5 years, okay, then believe me, he lets you know, there's no doubt. And so then you're like, who are all these people supporting him, especially the ones now promoting him like he's some damn saint when he followed Satan? I'm not saying he was doing rituals to Satan, but he was echoing everything of this world. That's not what God wants, which is why God didn't intervene in protecting him. And what does this world do, though? They push Erica Kirk. They push all of them out there. I've lost everything. And this world, because it's run through, I'm like, no, it's my own fault. I didn't know. God doesn't care what this world wants. He will empty you. Not everybody the same way either. Don't get me wrong. It's not that he does that with everyone. Many times the reason he does it is so that you understand even better. Because if I've mentioned before that the attachments of the world, they sometimes can be a problem for, not God, but for us. And that's why this world loves to get you attached to so many things and have you worrying about so many things, because then it's all this way of, I don't have time to focus on God. So when you truly surrender to God and you've made a pact with him in 2020, then, and it's full surrender. It means I do everything. I lay on the line with him. For 5 years, I do that. This world, even my family would tell me that, what are you doing? I mean, some of my family would understand because they know that I've walked with God for a long time. They know what I was like before I got sober too. So they're like, yeah, no, you go ahead and follow it. But most of this world would say, no, God expects you to have no, God doesn't care what this world does and their responsibilities and the IRS. He doesn't. He doesn't. Will a bunch of people make it seem like because of Paul's writings? Yes, because that all serves the empire. Again, you have to follow Jesus though, okay? I'm not trying to tell people to be, I'm just saying what God sees as righteous and responsible is what he says. Not what the government says, not what this world says. So that's pretty much the point of this video, is that everybody that they push out that has any kind of following, most especially if they're talking about faith, you can write them off. They're going to echo what this world says, or they're going to do this 1 foot in this world and 1 foot with God. And again, Jesus never told you to have a divided loyalty. Jesus understands that the whole world has been doing this. Not even a divided loyalty. You give more to this world than you do to him. But he understands it. However, for the most part, the true people that know the shepherd's voice, they will look more like me than they will Charlie or Erica Kirk. The reason all the media and all the politicians and every institution supports Turning Point and these deadbeats is because it all echoes what this world wants. I follow God's will, which echoes what God's will is.